This one caught my eye on Banggood. This is called RunCam 5, and it's the smallest 4K camera. Now whether it's actually 4K or not, we'll see. But this is the box. It retails £81 at the moment. It's got 40% off. And at the bottom it says born for RC fanatics. I'm not an RC fanatic, but I do have a drone which I may test. There we go. Camera in there. So it's definitely bigger than the SQ cameras that I've reviewed recently. 5. Tell you what, it feels really, well, it's rubbery. Micro USB. Doesn't seem to be, we've got a 5 at the back as well there, and 1 button. I can tell you this, it doesn't feel cheap. It weighs 56 grams. So look at what else we get in there. Foam. RunCam manual. What's in here? Ah, that's good. So you get a little strap, a Velcro strap. So you can mount this to your RC devices or anything you want really. Doesn't have to be RC. Oh, you get another one. There's 2. That's great. And a flat micro USB cable. So it is in English. Number 1, the shutter button, camera status, reset button. Okay, so that number 5 slot that opens up. SD card in there. So there's the resolutions. Look, 4K at 30 frames per second. 1080p at 60 frames. There's a closer look for you. It's got protective film. Peel that off. So specs. This has a Sony IMX377 sensor, which is capable of 12 megapixel photos. The resolutions I just showed you earlier, the field of view is 145 degrees, which is pretty good. Supports up to 128 gigabytes of micro SD card storage. Has a 950 milliamp battery, and it weighs 56 grams. There we go, so that exposes the micro SD card and a reset switch. It's right at the top as well. And this is where it gets pretty interesting. So I've just downloaded the RunCam 5 app, click QR code configuration. And within here you can set all the settings you need. These are resolutions you can set. I'm going to keep it at 1080p at 60 frames per second because I believe that's going to be probably the best. Now when you click apply, you get a QR code. Turn the camera on. It's on. Double click the shutter button to switch to the setting mode. Point the camera lens with the QR code at distance greater than 5 meters. 5 centimeters. After the configuration is successfully applied, the camera will beep twice. So have a look then. Ah, there we go. Just bleep twice. So now that configuration is on the camera. The next thing now is to hit record. So we're in recording mode at the moment. So those settings that I set earlier, 1080p at 60 frames per second, this is what we've got. So I just have to press once on the button at the top and it's flashing. Cool. Oh, can't wait to get this outside. I'm a bit worried that, because I've only got a small flimsy drone, so I'm a little bit worried it's not going to lift it. I have this old thing, JRC drone, very, very light. I've lifted the SQ cameras with it, and I think this is going to be quite heavy. So I've got to be very careful with how I mount it. I might have to mount it at the bottom of here. Let's click stop recording. Yeah, I like it. I really like it. I'm going to try now and strap it to my drone. See if we can take it for a fly. The only issue I have is that the camera butts out at the bottom, and so if it lands, or when it lands, it's going to hit the camera first. I'm hoping with that little bit of protection there, it'll be fine, because the landing legs are too small. But it should be fun. I'm guessing that the drone will fly and we'll be able to get up, but I think the battery is going to get absolutely smashed. So annoyingly, my drone broke. The cogs fell out of the propeller, so I can't test it. So I'm going to strap it to Colby's bike. He's just learnt how to ride properly without stabilisers. And turn around and come to me. Oh, he just fell off. And I got Aria pulling her. Aria, you're going to damage that. You're going to damage that. Go on. Go! So unfortunately, guys, there's no drone footage, but you should get an idea of how stable it is. There's Jaden running.
What's going on?
There's Colby. I'm going to strap this to your bike, is that alright?
Yeah.
I'll do it in a minute, alright? It's an action camera, so it needs some action.
Should I do it there?
Unfortunately, I haven't been able to mount this to Colby's bike because there's not a decent enough pole. So unfortunately, you still have to get this footage of me walking about with it. This is 1080p at 60 frames per second. Hope it's pretty good. You alright? Ready? I'll run with you as well. That's it, go! Well done, eh? Right, I'll turn round. Race back the other way. Go, 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 go. Oh, stop, brake. Well stopped. Now this isn't scanning. I'm outdoors, so it says the reflection may have issues on the screen, which is a little bit annoying. Finally, it scanned it. Had to go in some shade because it was too bright. So that's one thing to consider. But now we are in 4K at 30 frames per second. Well, we should be anyway, I hope so. Hey Colby, you right? Yeah. Yeah? You gonna ride? So we're at 4K. It's a shame we can't get any drone footage. Don't scare her, don't scare her.
There you go. You know that man on that thing?
Yeah?
Nearly hit Aria and I had to go shh.
Hold on, mate.
She ran in my way and I was like, Aria, no.
Yeah. Oh shit. So we need to get you a helmet, mate. Yeah, it's Aria's. Colby, we need to get you a helmet for your bike, don't we? Sit down here, Aria. We're going to watch your brother drive past. Move your scooter out of the way. Here he is. little brother. Going all the way up there, look. But we're now shooting at 120 frames per second at 1080p. Go on, run, yeah, run a race and a run. Go, go, go! Some swing action. 1080p, 120 frames per second. On the swing. Okay, so now we're back in the studio, running at 1080p at 60 frames per second. Phil, this is by far the best resolution. 4K was okay. At 1080p at 120 frames per second, the quality was not as good either. 1080p at 60 frames per second, I think is really, really good. Like this, when the camera's in a static position without me holding it and wobbling it around or anything, I think it's excellent. It needs to be stuck to something that's static, so maybe like a helmet or something, maybe pointing at you. Obviously static on a drone or a quadcopter. Unfortunately, I can only show you footage with me holding around and walking with it, so stabilisation would have been good on this camera. It would have ticked all boxes with that. The straps that come with it are really good. They did strap the quadcopter really well, but like I said, the quadcopter broke, so I couldn't use that. And I quite like the audio, picked up the audio quite well, so that's why I'm doing this now via the camera. But it is a good camera. This configuration thing is a little bit awkward sometimes when you're outside. If it is a sunny day, then there's going to be reflections on the screen, on the mobile phone, and it's very difficult to pick up the QR code. Indoors, it's really easy. But if you're outdoors, you need to find a nice shady spot for this to work. So at the moment I've got it set up on a little contraption, little tripod, and sitting in there because I want it high enough so I can fit my face in it. It's charging as well at the same time, so you can charge and record, which is good. I love the camera, I think it's really, really good. But the only downside for me is no stabilisation. No, like even electric image stabilisation would have been superb. Wi-Fi would have been a nice addition as well, but the QR code scanner, if you set it up indoors or in, in a shade somewhere with no reflections on the screen, then you should be good. I mean, build quality is great. It is a really well built camera, hard rubber, smooth, very smart little camera. And I would definitely recommend it. You can get this from Banggood now, around about £84, so it is on offer. I mean, there's no real battery life indicator, but I haven't needed to charge it since yesterday. I've been using it most of the day yesterday. Captured lots of recordings in different resolutions as well, and still using it today, and it's held up pretty well. Okay guys, so that is it. I'm going to wrap it up. This is the RunCam 5 from Banggood. You can get it for £85. Links are in the description below. So thanks for watching guys. See you very soon. Bye bye.